Jimmy Kimmel opened his January 12th show with a monologue that was anything but lighthearted. From the very first minute, it was clear this would be one of his most brutal takedowns yet, as he relentlessly mocked President Donald Trump while addressing the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The episode quickly shifted from satire to outrage as Kimmel focused on the circumstances surrounding Good's death after she was shot 3 times in the face by an ICE agent. Rather than softening the moment with humor, Kimmel leaned into the anger many Americans are feeling. He turned his attention to ICE and the administration's response, pointing out what he described as Trump's ongoing war with Minneapolis. Kimmel explained that despite intense public outrage following the shooting, the White House's response was to send even more ICE agents into the city. He summed it up with a biting analogy, saying, quote, "When you were trying to put out a grease fire, what do? You throw more grease on it, right?" The audience responded immediately with laughter mixed with disbelief. Kimmel then praised the people who took to the streets across the country to protest the shooting. He described them as patriotic Americans and applauded them for exercising their First Amendment rights, adding, quote, "while we still have them." He also highlighted the fact that protesters in Minneapolis showed up in 16-degree weather, underscoring just how serious and emotional the moment had become. From there, Kimmel expanded the scope of his criticism. He slammed Kristi Noem for calling Renee Good a domestic terrorist, arguing that this kind of language is used to delegitimize protests altogether. According to Kimmel, the goal is to paint anyone who speaks out as violent and dangerous, even someone as ordinary as a mom driving a Honda. He warned that this framing creates a pathway to justify extreme measures, including military involvement, canceled elections, and even martial law. The audience rung in the room grew quieter as the implications sank in. That was when Kimmel turned directly toward Trump himself, comparing the president to Iran's supreme leader. He referred to Trump as the Liar-Tolla, pointing out the irony of the White House attempting to crush protests at home while positioning itself as a supporter of protesters abroad. Kimmel referenced one of Trump's Truth Social posts claiming the United States would help Iranians gain their freedom. He then offered his own solution, saying, quote, "I have an idea. Send all those guys from ICE out of Minneapolis to Iran. They can help." But once again, the humor quickly gave way to concern as Kimmel shifted back to the investigation into Renee Good's death. Kimmel revealed that Trump is reportedly refusing to allow Minnesota authorities to participate in the FBI's investigation into the shooting. The reason, according to Trump, is a lack of trust. And why does he not trust them? Because he believes he won Minnesota in the presidential election, not once, not twice, but 3 times. In reality, Trump has never won the state. Kimmel played a clip from the White House in which a reporter asked whether the FBI should be sharing evidence with Minnesota officials.
It's a very corrupt state. I feel that I won Minnesota. I think I won it all 3 times. Nobody's won it since Richard Nixon won it many, many years ago. I won it all 3 times, in my opinion. And it's a corrupt state, a corrupt voting state. And the Republicans ought to get smart and demand on voter ID. They ought to demand maybe same-day voting and all of the other things that you have to have a safe election. But I won Minnesota 3 times and I didn't get credit for it. I did so well in that state every time. The people were crying every time after. That's a crooked state. California is a crooked state. Many crooked states. We have a very, very dishonest voting system. The last time I won, 24, the one that just took place, I won because it was too big to rig. You couldn't rig it, it was too big. But I won the state of Minnesota. It's a corrupt voting system with an incompetent governor, a very incompetent governor.
As the clip ended, Kimmel openly questioned what the president was even talking about. He asked why no one ever simply stops Trump to ask that one basic question. He joked that while Trump may feel like he won Minnesota, feeling it in your heart apparently matters more than facts. The monologue quickly spread online, with viewers praising Kimmel for using his platform to call out what they see as dangerous rhetoric. In a moment defined by outrage, grief, and confusion, Jimmy Kimmel didn't just entertain, he delivered one of his most ruthless and politically charged monologues yet, blending satire, anger, and disbelief into a direct and uncompromising blow.